Hello everybody, and welcome to week 13 here in the 712Breaks Cup Series here in CTC and SRL. Tonight we're at Iowa Speedway for the DCSpark 135. Thank you to Mike Chris for sponsoring tonight. Just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors of the last two races as well, Wannagoons, everybody over there. Appreciate it. Didn't give enough of a shout out the last 2 weeks, so I just want to say a quick shout out to the Wannagoons, Kenny Frisbee especially, for sponsoring Darlington and Watkins Glen. And tonight, obviously, like I said, sponsored by Mike Chris, as well as next week at Kansas. So, big shout out to him for that. Looking at 135 laps here tonight at the Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa. Just under a mile in length. 30 cars out here tonight. Take a look at our weather really quickly. 110-degree track temp, clear skies, 10-mile-an-hour wind, 23% humidity.
Hey, Nolan.
So dry and hot.
Yeah,
Gonna make for some excessive tire wear out here tonight.
Wait, Nolan, why aren't you running
Make for a lot of tire fall
You're a prime example of Dente.
Qualifying about to get underway.
I know, I messed up. I should have worked on it.
Sorry, driver chat was coming through there. Definitely don't want that with these guys. There we go. Should be good to go. Qualifying getting underway. First car out, going to be the 01 of Casey Graves. Right on board with Casey for his qualifying laps. Rolling that high line in 3 and 4. Should be his hot lap right here. First lap going to be a 24.352. Running about a lane off the bottom in 1 and 2 there. Patrick O'Keefe went to the top of the board, 24.26 on his first lap. Now bested by Nolan Walker with a 24.262. AC a little bit lower in 3 and 4 here on the hot lap, and across the line 24.185. That'll put him top of the board for now. Pretty good lap there from the 01 team. See who else we got out here. Patrick O'Keefe. Oh, he might have had an incident on lap number 2, or he was just running hard on lap 1. Nolan Walker, top of the board. 24.15. Good lap there from the 77. Brantley Bryant now to the top of the board. 24.097. First car in the 24 O's. Bradley Wilson, the Ride the Dente 51. Matching schemes with the 2 car. Also want to Ride the Dente car. Garrett Wolfenbarger, top of the board, 24.08. Their track cooled down slightly from practice, down to 107. Kenny Frisbee up to 4th. Lap there from the 18. Take a look at our points. Coming into tonight's race, Bradley Wilson 1 point ahead of Hayden Lowell for the points lead. And Nick Cooper 3rd, Blake Giglio 4th, and Garrett Warren top 5 in points as they sit. But everybody's relatively close in points with 3 races left, including tonight. A lot of time for guys at the bottom to make up points. A lot of time for the guys at the top to completely ruin their chance at the championship here in 3 races. So everybody's still going to be on their toes tonight, making sure they get it done. We got there Hayden Lowell They come across the line to start lap number 1.
Brad, you hit the wall too, or you just a little shitter like me?
Hayden gonna run top. Lap 1. Oh, almost got the wall off
I'm a little
4.
shitter. I hit the wall.
24:37 on lap 1. He's gonna run the top in 1 and 2.
51.
Kind of cuts down middle of the track.
Also, in the chat, you did not throw no damn 23A because we know
All that
damn
real
well your
estate
ass
down the
is not
back
being a
stretch.
Wolfenbarger.
Running down the middle here in 3 and 4. And off of turn 4, Hayden Lowell crossed the line. 24:21. He'll go up to 9th on the board. Hayden felt pretty confident coming into tonight. I don't think the track did exactly what he thought it would, but I got faith in that 56. I think he's my pick to win tonight. He's always good here at Iowa Speedway, so keep an eye on that Napa 56. Gonna be one to watch, especially coming off a win last week at Watkins Glen. Blake Giglio goes up to 3rd, 24:13. A good lap there from the 16 car.
Damn it, Blake. Why'd you have to put me on the outside?
And that should wrap up qualifying. Go ahead and get to our race.
I'm sticking to my word, boys. Pit lane start. Yeah. Appreciate you all.
B-Dub, you ain't respond worth shit.
Ride the Dente.
Hey, Brantley, tell that 51 fuck, respond.
It's been a good day for the Dente week.
Key. Dente Riders, start your engines.
Davis, I'm blowing yours up.
All right. I should be gridding up right now.
Yes, sir.
All right. Go through our grid for tonight's race. On the pole position, 32, Garrett Wolfenbarger. A really good lap there in qualifying. We'll start on the pole. On his outside, Brantley Bryant, the number 2. Shenandoah Shine Cars up on the front row. Blake Giglio starting 3rd tonight. Nolan Walker going to start in 4th. Brad Patton going to start in 5th. Andy Frisbee in 6th. Michael Christopher in 7th. Casey Graves in 8th.
Yeah, to the green.
Ronnie Holmes in 9th. Hayden Lowell in 10th. Thank you. Patrick O'Keefe going to start in 11th. Cliff Mullins in 12th. Garrett Warren in 13th. Zachary Lance in 14th. Powell Owen in 15th. Christian Delgado 16th. Jesse Jones in 17th. Brian Martin 18th.
Wait, why are you starting from the
Daniel
fifth? What
Llewellyn
happened to you?
19th. Davis Greenwell 20th. Bradley Wilson 21st.
He forgot to
Gabriel
grid.
Truesdale 22nd. Jamal Collins 23rd. Quinn Newton 24th.
He was playing Madden Mobile, and he pulled LeBron
Harry Grandel,
James
25th.
and got a little
Nick Cooper
sidetracked.
26th. Don Neckrich going to be starting 27th. Ryan File in 28th. Dave Hoitzma in 29th. And Jeremy Scher running out our 30-car field tonight.
gonna win this
And we will also be having
Iowa Speedway, but
the 54 starting from the pits with his elevated penalty that he kind of asked for. I don't know. Long story. Don't ask. Harry Gradell going to be starting from the back, as well as Jesse Jones, Daniel Wellen, and Patrick O'Keefe, all from restart penalties last week. The restart police were out in full force at Watkins Glen. Down the backstretch, check our weather one more time. 105-degree track time, so come down a little bit since practice
25
and
laps of fuel?
qualifying.
That's crazy.
Partly
Nice
cloudy
meet
now.
you, JT.
Everything else about the same.
Ride the Dente.
Hey, counters from the calculator. Let's go.
Here we go. Pace car is off. Through the restart zone. Green flag in the air here at Iowa Speedway. Not sure who led the first lap. I think it might have been Brantley Bryant, but I'm not sure. Oh, Garrett Wolfenbarger sideways into turn 3.
Good save.
And as they go 4 wide, oh, the 56 gets turned as he's trying to avoid the car going around, and caution is out.
Fucking smart rookie of the year. Ride the Dente.
They are all stacked up here. I think
Picking
a
up
few cars got
attitude.
sideways as well on the backstretch.
That was a very chaotic lap. I think we saw like 4 different incidents within one lap.
Okay.
It was
Wow.
pretty
Okay,
chaotic
so I
lap.
think the
passed
88 goes
Wolfie.
around on the backstretch. We're going to take a look at that one first.
Old DG, look in your dang mirror, son.
I don't think it's Quinn. I think he started with the pits.
I don't know what that was.
Oh, it looks like it was the
Hey,
18
94, what
at
we
Kenny
doing
Frisbee.
there?
We can
Yeah, I'm
check this out
sorry.
here.
They were all jumbled up, and I
through
hung
1
the
and
left
2,
hoping I was clear.
18. This gets a little loose off turn 2.
You're
Nothing
good.
too bad.
You're good.
I saw that car go down toward the bottom.
Davis, I was trying to get around the
Up here, let's back this
51, I
up
think it
now
was.
for the leaders.
And I guess you didn't see me down
32
there.
and 2 cars side by side in turn 1. The 77 it's up into third right here. He's looking outside of the 32. As
Wait,
they
what
get
are
into
you
turn
talking
3, the
about?
77 kind of
Back
sends it
huh?
into the corner, gets into the back of the 32, sends him for a ride.
If you look back at the replay,
32
you
trying
turn
to
down
catch it
on
as
me.
everybody's avoiding him. 56 comes straight down into the 57.
Alright, maybe I
Didn't think
did,
he knew he
but
was there.
In the moment. it
And
seemed
the
like you
57 56 both go for a spin toward the infield. I don't think there's really any damage throughout the field. Unless I'm missing something. I think everybody gets through completely clean. So, all
Is that a
30 cars should
sparkling
be
ice
just
spot
fine
there,
to
I
continue
see?
this race at full speed.
Dude,
Just a little bit of a spin there, bringing out the caution.
On ice, dude.
We'll get this back going pretty quick.
Dude, I got a whole fucking case of them in my fridge, dude.
Yep.
Why is game...
the rear?
I don't know
rear-
why the voice chat's
up
coming through the
rear
broadcast. I
and-
apologize for that.
I sponsored the Peanuts gang. I
Oh
had to
my
tell that
goodness,
sponsor,
that is
I'm like,
annoying.
Ride the Dente.
Oh, that would be why. Okay. My apologies for that. These guys are idiots. I hope you enjoyed their ridiculous banter. Alright, so 56 Hayden Lowell. Looks like he came down for some fuel. Gonna come out 28th after the spin. Also had the 97, 23, and 91 come down there. The 91, it looks like, took tires. So I'm not sure about that one. These guys only get 3 extra sets of tires tonight, so you gotta be easy on your tires. You're not gonna be able to take them every opportunity. I have a feeling that might not have been on purpose. I've done that before. Pace car lights are out. Looks like the leader's going to choose the inside lane here. You want to hear? I understand. But when it's fun to listen to, it's fun to listen to, but they can get annoying pretty quickly. They start arguing with each other. Plus, it's hard to hear me, and everybody loves to hear me talk, right? Right? Oh, man. Okay, should be coming back to the green here. Pace car's off. Green flag back in the air. Brentley Bryant takes us to the line. 16 going to clear to second. Side by side for third, Michael Christopher and Brad Patton. Like Patton going to clear up to third now. Oh, no, maybe not. Kind of puts the 22 in the wall. Now 22 going to fall back to fifth on that. Brentley Bryant going to lead that lap. Caution is out again. We got a car around in turns 1 and 2. Like the 13 at Christian Delgado. Down into turn 1, the 04 gets up into the 13. 13 trying to save it. The 18 is also sideways, and then he gets clipped. So those two cars spin and get together. We'll see how the 18 gets sideways as well. 18 of Kenny Frisbee. He sees the accident happening, tries to go low. Car just steps out on him, turning the wheel a lot. And yeah, the 13 just unlucky, crosses his nose. Again, I don't think there's really any damage in this. And I'm starting to get flashbacks to Richmond. I was saying that a lot at the Richmond race last season. But that ended up being one of the worst races ever here in the Cup Series. So hopefully we're not going to repeat that at Richmond's clone. A long race and 135 laps. If we're under caution the whole night, it's going to take forever. Alright, should be going green this time. Nope, never mind. A lot of pace laps here at Iowa. Looks like Nick Cooper going to take it down pit road here. I think he's just going to the back, get out of the carnage. Didn't actually stop in his box. Jeremy Scherer came down again. I think he was fixing some damage. I'm not sure. To the box for 22 seconds. Delgado also came down. He got in the incident, so I'm not surprised. Probably fixing some damage, maybe taking tires. As well as the 23 came down under this caution. Everybody else stayed out. Two going to take the outside lane. They'll line up in front of the teammate there in the 32. Those two can get a better restart, work together. pace car is off. Waiting for the restart zone. There it is. 2-car gets on it a little later. That allows the 16 to get a good run to his inside. He backs off just to be safe. I think the 16, I think he was just fine to go early there. They hit the end of the zone, but he wanted to be safe. He's going to back up to third. Brantley Bryant going to take the lead on that. 32 and 16 going to file into second and third. 0-1 of Casey Graves. He's got himself up to fourth now. After starting eighth, already made up halfway up to the lead. He's the only one running up there in the top lane in 1 and 2. There's a whole cluster back here around 15th. Three wide right there. Brian Martin, Jesse Jones, Harry Grindell. Back to 2 wide. O'Keefe makes the move down to the bottom. He's trying to make up some spots. Looks like he fell back quite a ways on these restarts, so trying to make up some positions lost. Right now, let's take a look at our point standings. We see drivers highlighted in yellow on the tower. Those are all of your playoff cars. Chase, whatever you want to call it, same thing. And on the right side, that's your current chase standings as they run. You can see Bradley Wilson, even though he's running 9th, still has the points lead by 1 point over Blake Giglio. Hayden Wall, after going for a spin on that first caution, he's now back down in 5th in points as they run, running in 23rd in the race. He's trying to make up those spots quick. 3 wide right there. Ryan Files, Quinn Newton on his inside. He is ripping the outside fence. Pick up to the leaders. Brad Patton going to get around Blake Giglio for 3rd. Casey Graves falls back to 6th. The hands of Nolan Walker. Garrett Warren, you can see him there. After that incident, I think the second caution got a little nose damage. Nothing too severe. It is a short track after all. Wolfenbarger all over the back bumper of Brantley Bryant. See if he can make a move here for the lead. On board with Brad Patton right behind these two as they go side by side for the lead at the line. Looks like Bryant had it by a nose. Patton now going to look to the inside of Wolfenbarger. Now to the middle, 3 wide for the lead. And Wolfenbarger takes the lead. He'll lead lap 20, get that lap led. Extra 5 points. He needs all the points he can get in that 32 right now after a really rough Darlington race. Had some hardware problems. Not his fault. But rebounded for a strong 4th place at Watkins Glen last week. And he's going to try to continue that strong run. Another top 5 hopefully tonight. A little bit farther back. Oh, we got cars strung all over the place in 1 and 2. 88 was running the apron right there for a second. Something must have happened. They are not spreading out here in the middle of the pack. Up front, they're starting to spread out, but around here, it's a whole cluster. Side by side for second, Bradley Bryant still trying to hold off the 7 of Brad Patton. Contact is made. Patton does not run the bottom. I don't think Bryant expected him to run that high up, but he will clear off turn 4. Now Bryant back to the inside lane. And the 2 going to have to concede second spot. The 7 of Brad Patton, who is all over the back bumper of the 32 now. Bit of a gap here from 10th to 11th. Like Christopher trying to get by Zachary Lance. I just realized I've left up the best lap on the tower for the entire race, so I apologize for that. Unbelievable. Two-car Brantley Bryant looks back to the inside of the 7. Oh, the 2-car got tight. Almost got in the wall off the 4. That's going to allow the 0-1 of Casey Graves to most likely get by here in 1 and 2. I take it back. 2-car, a really good run. And he's going to hold on to 3rd. You can see those Ride the Dente cars. Bradley Wilson on his way up in the 6th. So this 2 are Ride the Dente, both almost inside the top 5. Now Casey Graves going to have the top lane. This is your preferred lane for passing here at Iowa. And he's going to have a good run off turn 2. Backing up a little bit, Michael Christopher. I think he might lose a spot to Patrick O'Keefe here. So, field window for tonight's race, around 80 laps. I think they can go upwards of 85, maybe even 90, depending on how much they save. But it's definitely going to be a one-stop race if it goes completely green. Now, I heard bumblings that some drivers might be wanting to try a two-stop strategy. Now, I'm not one to want to try that. Two-stop strategies always scare me because that's double the opportunity for you to get trapped a lap down under caution. I will always go with a one-stop if it's available, but I've heard that a two-stop could work, so don't be surprised if you see some drivers come down in, I don't know, probably 15, 20 laps, I would say. Oh, Nolan Walker off turn 2. Goes way down to the backstretch wall. He does save it. Those rear tires are going to be on fire as the 52 and 54 get together. 52 slides up. And the 13 nowhere to go. Slams right into him. 18 gets involved as well. Big wreck off turn 4. An innocent little spin turned into several cars destroyed. Alright, let's take a look back at that one. Alright, so looking up ahead, I see the 77. We'll back it up a little more and see how he got loose. Going off turn 2. Car just steps out on him. And as he's trying to save it, sorry, had to clear some black flags for people. Alright, let's hop up front here and see how this starts. So you got the 54 and 52 trying to navigate around the slow 77. 52 checks up for the 04. 54 has nowhere to go. And 52 overcorrects up in front of the rest of the field. And the 13 just nowhere to go right here. The 18 gets a piece. Alright, we got pit stops happening right now, so we'll go live and then we'll check back in for some more replays. Brad Patton maybe wins the race off pit road. No, 32 is going to hold on to it. There's the rest of the cars coming off. Nobody's staying out here, not surprised. Okay. That looks rough. Let's ride on board the 13 here, see what he saw coming into this wreck. You see the wreck happening up ahead. Don't expect it to flip up like that. And yeah, just not... I mean, he could have turned down hard, but then you run the risk of running into somebody else, and he just kind of made a self-sacrifice there and took himself out rather than a bunch of others and himself. So, Garrett Wolfberger going to retain the lead after the pit stops. Brantley Bryant had a rough pit stop here, slid his box a little bit on the radio, he says, and he's going to fall back to 6th. So those two ride the Dente cars, going to be next to each other. In case car lights are out, we should be going green this time by. Everybody on new tires. Now here's the thing. They're going to take their first extra set, which means they only have 2 sets of tires left in the pits. Now this is on time. This is definitely on time to take that extra set. Now if we get another caution in about 20-25 laps, I think it's going to be a really tough ask to take them there. Even though you're inside the fuel window, taking that set there and then leaving 1 set for 80 laps is not the best of ideas. So we'll see what these drivers decide to do if that happens. Hopefully it just goes green and we still end up with a pit stop at some point here under green. Pace car is off. Green flag back in the air. Garrett Wolfberger gets us started. Giglio with a block to the bottom, making sure nobody sends it to his inside. Casey Graves going to work the outside and get right by Bradley Wilson for that 2nd spot. These drivers fan out through turns 3 and 4. That's really where the bottom and the top can work at this track. Turns 1 and 2, you really want to lean toward the bottom, your single file. 3 and 4, it's anybody's guess where they're going to go. Hayden Lowell back inside the top 10 after that spin on first caution. Doing a great job rebounding. Actually right up where he started in this race. Ace Graves running down the leader. They'll look to the outside in 3 and 4. They'll try to build a run down the front stretch. Not going to have one there. He's running that top lane. That 01 looks comfortable up there. I think Casey really wants to get this lead. Christian Delgado sets the fastest lap of the race. I thought he had a lot of damage after getting into that wreck, but the car looks perfectly fine. So he comes out, he's going to come out 4 laps down. He fixed all of it. It looks like it was about 3 minutes of damage he had on that 13 car, but he's going to come out with a completely fixed car in the lucky dog position 4 laps down. And apparently setting the fastest lap of the race. So got a lot of speed in that thing. He's just got to get back on the lead lap. Looks like we do have 2 DNFs. Kenny Frisbee and Zachary Lance, both DNFs. After that wreck, no surprise there. Those 2 cars really had a lot of damage. So they're both on pit road, behind the wall. Not sure which, if they'll come out or not. But that 01 got a good run down the front stretch. Not going to look to the inside there. He wants to do it on the outside lane. That's where he's going to make that pass. Case Graves looks to the outside at Wolfenbarger, not quite going to get there. He's trying his best to make that work. Is that another Ride the Dente car? It is! I completely forgot the 20 is also riding the Dente here tonight. Davis, I'm sorry for not mentioning it. We got 3 cars riding the Dente here at Iowa Speedway. On a side-by-side battling here around the end of the top 10. Michael Christopher trying to hang on to that top 10. Side by side with the 04 Garrett Warren. Look at our live points. Bradley Wilson came into tonight leading the points, and as it stands right now, he is in the points lead. Aiden Lowell up to 2nd in points once again. Garrett Wolfmarker 3rd. Blake Ignia 4th, and Garrett Warren in 5th. And it is so close amongst, I'd say the top 6 are all within 10 spots of each other in a race in terms of points. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on there. If it stays like that, we're going to have a crazy points battle to end this season. Up front, Wolfmarger still in the lead. Casey Graves still trying to get by him. Still running that top lane. That top lane in iRacing usually burns your tires. AC, I don't know, starting to maybe fall off, not sure yet. Iowa's one of those tracks where that kind of doesn't exactly line up with the rest of the service, though. The top lane doesn't burn tires nearly as bad as it does at other tracks. Patrick O'Keefe, like he's going to get by Hayden Wolf for the 6th spot. It looks fairly tough to pass already, as far as I can tell. I think everybody's kind of just riding in line, saving some tire, but I've seen some cars maybe be a little faster and not able to get around. That's no surprise. Iowa's always been that way in every car. Just how this place is. That's why a lot of people do not like this track, because it's very one-lane dominant. But tonight, that bottom lane seems to be pretty good, which makes for pretty good racing. It means the top lane you can use to pass. And honestly, I would have expected that 01 to be able to maybe make a pass here. I don't think he's been trying too hard to do it, though. He's had some opportunities, but he's just kind of riding in behind that 32. Making sure the 7 doesn't have an opportunity to get around. I'm having trouble talking right now, so you'll have to excuse me. A little bit farther back, looking Leo, Ronnie Holmes, side by side for 8th. Keith is to the outside of Brantley Bryant. As Hayden Lowell got by both of those two, and he's up into 5th. So Hayden, I said it at the top of the show, he's always been good here at Iowa Speedway, and he's going to be one to watch. Here he comes. Brad Patton into the inside of Casey Graves. Brantley Bryant trying to hold off Michael Christopher. That 2 car is on the downward trend right now. He might have burnt the right front tire off a little bit, or right rear, not sure. That car looks a little more tight than loose though to me. Never mind. Got really loose there in the middle of 3 and 4, so might be the right rear going away on that 2 car. So Michael Christopher going to find his way up into 8th. Iglio trying to get back around O'Keefe. And he will in 3 and 4. I think that 92 might have just let him go there. Saw he was faster. Casey Graves starting to lose touch with that 32. I said that top lane is known to burn up tires, and looks like it has for that 01 car. And they probably got another 30 laps on this run, which is bad news for that 01. Bradley Wilson, the inside of the 7. He's loose as well. This is the point in the run where those rear tires really start heating up if you weren't nice to them. You got to be careful. Mike Christopher looks to the inside of the 92 of O'Keefe, and he will have that position through 1 and 2. Gets it done on the bottom there. I just heard a car blow up on pit road. I'm not sure who that was. Could have been the 88 of Quinn Newton. See if we can find what happened here. Quinn Newton coming down pit road. Oh, I think he just sped. No, I don't think he was the blown motor, but he speeds entering pit road right there. Oh, man! Wreck on the front straightaway while we were looking at that. '94 and 77 get together in 3 and 4. 94 slides up the racetrack. Oh my goodness. Scary situation, the 94 with race-ending damage there. You see the right front wheel is not attached. The 77 looks like gonna get away with really no damage in that one. Oh, the rear, that's got some there. But front end looks okay. So, tough night for Toll Owen. Looks like it's going to end here on lap 64. I don't know. He might be able to fix it and get back out here, but not sure if he will. Iowa's not, you know, the most fun of racetracks, that's for sure. Pretty wide for a moment right there. Got Brad Patton, Bradley Wilson, Blake Giglio, and Hayden Lowell all battling for that third spot. Hayden all the way up to the wall 1 and 2. Pretty wide into turn 1. Bradley Wilson going to lose out on that one. Hayden Lowell going to get by as well. Bradley going to fall back to 6th there. Take a look at the points after that. And yeah, with that pass right there, that puts Hayden Lowell into the points lead as they sit. Still, over half this race to go. Just about. Sorry, just under half the race to go. Misspoke there. And still a pit stop to go. That's the big one. Pitting at Iowa is far from easy. That's going to be something to watch, and I think we'll start seeing some pit stops maybe start here in the next 10 laps. It would be a short pit in the next 10 laps, but I could see some drivers trying it. I would pit more in 15 to 20 laps in that range, but we'll see what they end up doing. Blake Giglio, the tire-saving master. Blake, out to the... Oh, geez, that was close. Out to the inside of Casey Graves. He has seemed to have saved his tires pretty well. Casey, I'm surprised how well he's held on with running the top this entire run. Oh, the caution's out. Ryan File. So, 37 laps into this green flag run. We have our third caution of the night, I think. Fourth, I don't know what that said. I missed it. It's third or fourth. I can't count. Let's back it up and see what happened. .50 Ryan File gets loose on the front straightaway and locks it down. Did a good job not coming back up in front of the field. But that is going to bring out the caution. And we'll see every driver come down here for tires. Oh, Bradley Bryant. A little too early in his box. Like Gabriel Truesdale going to get the lucky dog here, I think. They were 3 wide exiting pit road. I think it's going to be Wolfenbarger, Giglio, Patton, Lowell, and Wilson, your top 5 off pit road. let's see if we can get a word with our leader. See what he's thinking. Hey, Garrett, it's Lucas. You got me? Hey, man, well, up in the lead right now. Made your, probably final pit stop of the race if this goes green, but who knows what can happen from here. What are you thinking? Yeah, you definitely, you didn't ride that Dente to the front. You had to get by some Dente cars. Congrats on that. Good luck in the rest of the race. Oh, man. Had to throw the Dente joke in there. There you go, back to 2 wide. Gonna go green this time, by. Back to 32, gonna choose the inside lane for the restart. I don't think that interview came through the broadcast. So, apologies if it did not. I think I had it set wrong. The gist was, he liked his line. Felt like he saved a good tire. And he's going to try to hold off Blake and Brad and everybody else behind him. Alright, coming back to the green. Green flag back in the air. Good restart for the 32. Now Giglio and Patton side by side for the second spot. Giglio going to take over second. Casey Graves had a horrible pit stop. He falls back to 9th. Definitely not what he wanted under that pit cycle. And now he's under fire from a lot of cars. It's going to be an upward battle for the rest of this race for that 01 team. A 3 wide into turn 1, 01, 57 and 22. 22 backs out of it. Hayden Lowell. You get by Bradley Wilson, maybe? No, not yet. Have to roll the bottom here. Hope he can clear off turn 4. And it looks like he will. So, Wolfenbarger looking for his first win of the chase. And looking like got a lot of speed right now. This is the first time Giglio's been able to start in the top 3 on a restart. So we'll see what he can do with that. If he can save a little bit more tire, not have to drive through all those cars. If this goes green, it's going to be a long run to the end of the race. They're going to have to save a lot of tire. Brad Patton to the outside of Blake Giglio in 3 and 4. And he's going to get around him. Blake going to back off, get behind the 7. Going to want to save tire here. That's the goal for him. I think pretty much every car in this top 5 is trying to save some tire right now, except for that 7 of Brad Patton. He wants to get to that lead, get an extra 5 bonus points for leading a lap, I think. Bring that up. Laps led on the tower. Garrett Wolfenbarger about to eclipse the most laps led, just off of leading more than half this race. And next time by, if he has it. Oh, geez! Brad Patton off the inside of the 32. He saved it, but man. That could have been bad for the 7. I'm not sure if he rode up in the 32 or the 32 pinched him on exit. But they get together, and the 7's going to definitely lose some positions on that. Here, Wolfbarger now has led the most laps in this race. We'll get the extra 5 points, so 10 bonus points for the 32. There's your point standings as they sit. Hayden Lowell up into second, but he gets by Blake Giglio as well. That puts him with a 9-point lead in the chase over Bradley Wilson. Giglio saving a lot of tire here, and it's costing him positions, as now the 51 looks like he's going to go around as well. Now, if it goes green to the end, I think this is going to pay off for him. But the way things have been going right now, our longest run, I think, was 40 laps, which is no short run. Tires definitely were a factor on that run, but if he drops back all this way and then we get a caution in 30 laps again, it's not going to work out great for him. Keith looks to the outside of the 16 as well, and everybody's starting to move to the middle lane. We take a look at our weather here. Track started at 110 degrees in practice, I think. Now it's down to 99. Started the race, it was 105. So about a 6-degree drop-off since the drop of the green. Race stats so far, 4 cautions, 2 lead changes. 75 of our 90 completed laps have been under green, and we've had 2 different leaders. We're kind of running single file here. Everybody's saving tire. Oh, the 7 loose right there. We're going to ignore that. We're going to go to a crank it up here. Enjoy. Caution is out on lap 95. And it looks like it's going to involve the 13 and the 70. Back it up and see. We were riding on board right about here. Oh, the 23 and 70 looks like it together, and that involves the 13 again in an incident that didn't start with him. Right here, you can see the 70 and 23 get together. 70 gets loose. Oh, I don't think they even touched. I think the 70 gets loose under the 23. Overcorrects up into the 13. And the 6 and the 91 get involved in this. And now, here's the question. We have 40 laps to go right now, which is a long way. We've gone 20 laps on these tires, and they only have 1 set left in the pits. And it looks like the decision unanimously amongst non-damaged cars is to stay out here. I agree with this. I think you save your last set for a little bit later if you need it. And you hope that your 20-lap old tires can hold off everybody else who maybe takes tires. Now, we'll look down pit road here. The 55 looks like he's going to take that gamble. He's going to take his last set of tires and try to go through the field and hope it goes green. I don't hate this at all either, especially as a non-chase driver. You can play a little bit. So, it looks like the 55 going to be the lone trier on taking 4 tires here. I don't see anybody else that came down specifically for tires. The 91 might have taken him. He had a 24-second stop. He could have just been fixing damage. I'm not sure. You also had the 70 of Harry Grindell. He came down and took a 40-second stop for damage repair. And he could have taken tires as well during this. I also doubt it. I think it'd be way too early. Especially having having damage and being in the chase. You don't want to take that risk right now. He's still got probably 30 laps to go, a little over that, 35 laps to go when we go green here. Hayden Lowell going to be restarting up in second, the highest he's been all night. See what he can do with it. And for Blake Giglio, I don't think this is horrible for him. So he was able to sit here and save a little bit of tire. He did fall back to 6th in the process, but now he's going to restart right behind all these guys. And going to be able to use those saved tires and kind of push them. And he's going to be a little bit better than those guys that were pushing hard. So I'm going to keep my eye on this 55. Got 20 lap newer tires on the rest of this field. I think that's going to net him a lot of speed. The only thing is he cannot get a caution. And the way things have been going so far, I think we're going to get another caution before the end of this race. I've had 5 cautions already, which isn't a lot for 99 laps. But they've been consistently about 30 laps into the run, give or take, which completely screws up all the tire strategy. But anywho, we're going to go back to green here. Garrett Wolfmark going to lead us to green. Racing once again here at Iowa Speedway. Dyson for the lead. 56 drives hard on that outside lane. Going to try to clear the 51 off turn 2. And 51, good job rolling the center in 3 and 4. The 56 is going to clear the 51. Now looks to the inside of the 32. Down into turn 1. The 32 is going to have to send it in hard, cover that slide job. Slider is not thrown. 56 just about clears, not quite going to do it. Now they're door to door down the backstretch. 56 throws it in hard, clears the 32. Now the 32 is going to cross him back over to the bottom. Wolfmark, good run down the front straightaway. And not quite going to get there. He's going to look to the inside of turn 1. Good battle for the lead. Hayden Lowell looks like he's going to hang on to it. But Hayden Lowell to the lead for the first time tonight. Can at least get that lap led, get an extra 5 points. But I think he wants more than that. I think he wants to come home with that checkered flag. But he's got a long way to go if he wants to get that done. We have 33 laps to go right now. Jesse Jones, who took the tires, he's up to 17th. Times aren't too fast right now, but he's got to wait for those tires in front of him to heat up, and then he's really going to come in. And it looks like it's already starting to happen. That 55 looks pretty fast. with the leaders again. Giglio's up to 4th now. He top 5, looking to the inside of the 16 into turn 1. P7 and 01 also battling for this 7th spot. The 01 had that bad pit stop last time. He also had a bad pit stop this time. So that 01, I'm sorry, he didn't come down dirt road this time. I don't know what I'm thinking. So after that bad pit stop on the 2 cautions ago, fell back out to the bottom end of the top 10, and he's been trying to battle back from that ever since. He's up to 7th now. He's done a decent job rebounding, but got about 8/10 up to the 7 of Brad Patton. Have to make up some time here if he wants to get inside that top 5 once again. There's so much going on here from 10th on back. There's that 55 up to 14th. Starting to run the fastest laps on track. Ryan Martin going to get around the 01. He's going to move up to 7th. Three wide, almost 4 wide right there. 55 got nowhere to go. They're 3 wide in front of him. Now he's going to look to the outside. Oh, the 04 Garrett Warren going around at 1 and 2. Can he save it? He does. Oh, he's getting loose again. And there it goes. Car overcorrects to the outside wall, and that's going to be a caution. '82. Oh, not the 82. 37 gets down into turn 1, gets into the quarter panel of the 04, and he has it saved and then just gasses it up too much again. So this is where you're going to see all the guys up front take tires. This is exactly what the 55 did not want to see. Let's ride on board with the 37. 04 comes down 3 wide middle. I don't know. That's a tough one. Alright. Everybody going to come down pit road here. Aiden Lowell going to lead him down. Now, who takes 2 tires here? With 25 laps to go, probably about 23 when we go green, you know, it leaves the door open for something crazy. 56, oh, that was close. I don't know who won the race off pit road. That short pit exit really gives a huge advantage to the pole sitter. So the 55, obviously, he's out of tires. He's got to stay out here. This is not surprising at all. Now, what is surprising is this 20 Ride the Dente Mustang staying out. He pit 34 laps ago, and his tires are shot. I'm surprised he stayed out. Hayden Lowell looks like did barely win the race off pit road. So that pole sitter's advantage did not take advantage of him. But let's get a word with the 20 of Davis Greenwell here, because I want to know what he's thinking. If we have time, we'll talk with the 55 as well, because I also want to see what he's thinking. This is a tough position for him. We can find the 20. There he is. Davis, it's Lucas. You got me?
I do, sir.
Well, what's going on? Why are you staying out here? What's happening?
Well, shoot, my homegirl back home, she was like, send me a little souvenir. I was like, I might as well bring her a set of tires home. That'll be good, won't it? So that's what I'm doing.
Okay, you're going to ride the Dente on the front row here. Good luck.
Yeah, we're just gonna see how these old tires work out. If they don't work out, that's alright, we'll go take them. If they do work out, you know, we'll get a little finish going there.
I like it. I like it. Hopefully we're talking to you at the end.
Alright then.
Here, he's got an extra set in the pits that he could have taken here, but he wants to bring it home, apparently, so. We'll see how that works out. Let's see if we can talk with 55 quick as well. Hey, Jesse, it's Lucas. You got me? I know you're going green here soon, but just want to talk to you.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, man, lead the field. You took your last set of tires a few laps ago. How you feeling?
I'd have felt a lot better if it had stayed green. Went from like 20th to top 10. Felt really good if it had just, you know, if we'd have gone green the rest of the way. I thought I'd have had a shot to win it.
Definitely. I was rooting for you there, but still, you got a good chance here if things go your way. Good luck, man.
Yeah, we're going to need a bunch of cautions.
Yeah, that was Jesse Jones leading the field right now, taking us back to the green. Green flag back in the air here at Iowa. Hayden Lowell all over the back bumper of that 55. Jesse gonna get a good run through 1 and 2. Not quite going to clear the 56. I thought he was. Oh, a little bit of a blink there. Okay, he's back. 16 to Giglio. He's right up here as well. Davis Greenwell, he's got the worst tires on the field, and you can tell he's fallen way back. He is a choke point in this field. Moving chicane, if you will. I don't think this is working out exactly how he wanted it to. But up front, Jesse Jones holding on pretty good. I feel like he can't get to the top lane. He's got to get up there if he wants to hold these guys off. Wolfmarter sets the fastest lap of the race right there, and he's battling with the 55. He just cannot get up to the top. I don't know if he also doesn't want to run the top. But either way, those older tires, definitely not great right now. They're not horrible. He's holding pretty good pace up here with these guys. Like I said, they're probably 11 or 12 green flag laps older than everybody else on track. Now he's going to get to the top lane. And I think that's going to be better for holding these guys off. 3 wide with the 51 and 92. Oh, the 51 gets loose off the door of the 92. That's the 51, not the 52. Bradley, lucky to get through that one. Speaking of, Bradley back in 6th, has lost the points lead by a ton. Hayden Lowell leading this race, has a really good points gap on 2nd and 3rd. But they are right behind him. The guys he's battling in points are knocking on his back door. Giglio all over the back bumper, that 56. And that 32, who led over half of this race, is lurking there in that 3rd spot. You can see he's saving a little bit of tire. He's rolling that bottom lane. And now they're side by side for the lead. D6 going to hold on to it there. Blake right now, he's just trying to force that 56 off his lane. Move him up a little bit, make him burn his tires off. Hayden now moves to the bottom of 3 and 4. He doesn't have to depend on that 16. He's able to run that lower lane, save some tire while he can. The sun is setting. I think we're going to see that track temp coming down a little bit. Bring that up. It's 94 degrees, so last time we checked it was at 99. Came down a whole extra 5 degrees, so 10 degrees down since the start of the race. Technically 11, but that's going to definitely make this car drive different for these guys. A lot more grip. And as we're closing down. 13 laps to go in this race. '92 Patrick O'Keefe. Hold on to that top 5 spot. Jesse Jones fall back to 14th on the older tires, so didn't hold on, didn't get the cautions he needed. Those older tires got hot, and that's when they really are not going to grip up for him. I like the strategy call. It was definitely worth the risk. Just didn't pay off. Bradley Wilson now going to get by O'Keefe for the 5th spot. Sorry about the broadcaster's curse there. Mentioned that he was hold on to a top 5 and he loses it a lap later. So Hayden, if he can hold on to this, will give himself a nice points cushion going into the final 2 races. It's definitely not great, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice. About 29 points right now, separating him and Wilson. Can make you breathe a little easier going into those last 2 races if you can hold on to it, but you cannot take it easy, that's for sure. It's still going to be a hard-fought championship for anybody in this race. Nine laps to go here at Iowa Speedway. Hayden Lowell still out front. Giglio and Wolfenbarger right behind. Brad Patton is well in the picture. Giglio starting to lose touch with that 56. Giglio trying to roll that bottom now, see if he can find any grip. That gap is growing. 32 Wolfenbarger now under fire from the 7 of Patton. Oh, contact is made. The 32 and the 7 get into each other. Little unintentional bump and run there by the 7 gets him into the 3rd spot. More with Blake as he tries to run down the 56. A little loose there. Lost about a 10th just by getting out of shape. Little mistakes like that. Not going to help him out. 5 laps to go for the 56. Four laps to go. Blake Giglio half a second behind Hayden Lowell. Brad Patton about 3/10 of a second behind Giglio. Wolfenbarger after the slide, losing time, back and forth. These guys have really strung out. Didn't get that long run we were hoping for all night. Would have really made the racing interesting, but these little 30 and 40 lap runs just didn't give it enough time for the tires to fall off. Brian Marr going to look to the inside of the 35 of Nick Cooper. Two laps to go for the 56 of Hayden Lowell. And the white flag showing in the air, now waving. 1 lap to go here at Iowa. We're 1 and 2 for the final time tonight. That 16's got nothing for him. It would take a heck of a send for him to get anywhere close to him. 56 down into 3 and 4th for the final time. And off of turn 4, Hayden Lowell gonna win here at Iowa Speedway. Back to back. Blake Giglio second, Brad Patton third, Garrett Wolfenbarger fourth, and Patrick O'Keefe gets that top 5 I said he wanted. So I didn't end up cursing him in the end. He did a little door bang in there with the 51 at the line. I think that's who that was. Hayden, a little moral victory there for him as well. Finished runner-up to that 16 of Giglio twice this season, and now gets to reverse that, and the 23 just nails him after the line. Alright, well, we'll get a word with him now that he got his motor blown up. Hayden, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Lucas.
Well, some jerk blew your motor right there, but burned it down on the front stretch here at Iowa. Back-to-back victories here in the Cup Series. How we feeling?
Feeling real good. Brought out the Napa Gold paint scheme, going for gold here at the home track. Got it done. Wasn't easy. Kind of put myself in a bad spot at the start. They were all jumbled up, and I kind of turned myself. But ultimately, clawed back through the field, plays the strategy right, and kind of knew when to go and when to save, and got us to a victory lane here at the home track. Back-to-back wins. I would be shocked if I'm not the points leader heading into Kansas and Homestead. 2 great tracks. This is exactly the kind of momentum we wanted, and like I was saying in the Discord earlier, I will more than happily let Brad visit the championship trophy after Homestead.
Okay. Well, man, like you said, strong performance for you tonight. I don't know. If it went long, were you worried? I know you started pretty far back there in the first 5 laps because of that incident, so nice job getting back up to the front.
Yeah, the longer run, I definitely think Blake had me beat. We were talking earlier, and I think after that after the first pit stop, I think his tires were 8% better than mine on the right sides, but albeit with a spin and coming through the field. But definitely worried about Blake in the long run, but we had a short enough run at the end where you could kind of push a little bit, and I was able to kind of just keep it on the outside so he couldn't pass me, but saving tire at the same time, and put it in a good spot, and it worked out, brought it home.
Definitely. Well, got anybody want to shout out for the win tonight?
Yeah, Napa Auto Parts, ARC Music, C2X, Madigan Motorsports, Low Drag Esports as always. You, Lucas, for putting on the broadcast, Quinn Newton and 712Breaks for putting on our Wednesday night CTC Cup Series. Everyone for coming out and making Iowa a great show, and all the other admins and sponsors that put on the I think it's 8 leagues on 6 days of the week on the Sidewinder side of things, and go get your Napa Gold filters.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you talking to us. Congrats on the win. Go celebrate with the team.
Thank you very much, Lucas.
Hayden Lowell taking home the win tonight. Now we'll get a word with our second place finisher. Get up here really quick. Hey, Brad, it's Lucas. You got me?
I got you.
Well, man, taking home a podium finish tonight, and it was hard fought. Every second of this race, you seem to be fighting that wheel, and still brought it home with a podium finish, man. Strong finish for you.
Yeah, it was a good showing for our new sponsor, OG Gear. I mean, not getting any practice really. Only did about 5 or 7 laps, I think, at the beginning of the practice here, and then was too busy cooking, so I didn't really care about the race. And got in here. Iowa was not one of the good tracks for me, but the racing was fun. I mean, you could throw it in there. You definitely had to use the brake. That was a definite. Not used to doing that in a while. But all in all, it was a good overall race. It was fun. I'm excited to put the new sponsor on podium.
Definitely good showing for the new sponsor, like you said, and really good points night for you, man. But you got anybody you want to shout out for the podium finish tonight?
Yeah, I'll shout out the Wannagoons org. I'll do OG Gear. Seems out there. They're our new sponsor. If you guys want to go check them out, it's oggear.com.au, I believe. Got to thank FPS Heaven, CTC, you, and just the guys for overall calamity that we always have in Discord every race.
Gotcha. All right. Appreciate you talking to us. Congrats on the podium. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, it's Brad Patton taking home a third tonight. It looks like we don't have the 16. I'm not surprised. He likes to get to his hauler really quickly. So we'll wrap up this broadcast, go through our results before we close out the show. All right, Hayden Lowell taking home the win. Blake Giglio second. Brad Patton third. Garrett Wolfenbarger fourth. Patrick O'Keefe fifth. Bradley Wilson sixth. Brian Martin seventh. Casey Graves eighth. Ronnie Holmes ninth. Nick Cooper rounding out the top 10. Ryan File 11th. Michael Christopher 12th. Cliff Mullins 13th. Nolan Walker 14th. Jamal Collins 15th. Jesse Jones 16th. Strong run for that 55 being on older tires. Not too shabby. Harry Grindell in that 17th spot. Garrett Warren 18th, John Neckrich in 19th, Jeremy Scherer running out your top 20, Gabriel Truesdale 21st, Davis Greenwell 22nd, Daniel Wellen 23rd, final car in the lead lap. Then you got Christian Delgado 24th, Brantley Bryant 25th. Oh, Brantley Bryant. Thought he finished. How about that? That shows how much I was paying attention. So he's going to finish 25th, 46 laps down. Cole Owen 26th, Dave Hoitzman 27th, Quinn Newton 28th, Kenny Frisbee 29th. And Zachary Lance running out our 30 finishers tonight, that 30th spot. And we'll take a look at our final chase standings. That is unofficial. Could be errors in the system here on the broadcast points side of things. So official points will be out after the race, but unofficially, Hayden Lowell, your points leader after tonight. Bradley Wilson in second, Giglio third, Wolfenbarger fourth, and Nick Cooper top 5 in points. And I think at this point, we're starting to see the bottom half of those standings. I think those guys are kind of out of striking distance. It would take a lot to go wrong for the top 5 for them to get back in this thing. It's not impossible. Everybody in the top 5 could just have their internet go out the next 2 weeks. And the people in the bottom half could close up that gap really quickly. But it's unlikely to happen. So that's the situation they're in right now. So we'll keep in mind that for next week at Kansas. Make sure to tune in for that. Same time next Wednesday, Kansas Speedway for our second to last race of the season, and then Homestead the week after. So 2 weeks left in the season. Make sure to tune in for the final 2 races. But I am Lucas Hoitzman. I hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We'll see you next week.